So you picked a man as a woman who has already been taught by our society what you do for women is you don't get angry, you have manners, and you earn money and you provide for them. There was never a big talk on sharing your feelings and talking about your feelings. There was just don't get angry and don't, it's like never go to bed angry. That was the old fashioned saying. Now, many times you can go to bed angry. That's unrealistic. If you're angry, but you be nice about it. And so we have things, you as a man, what you do is you practice ways of managing your anger in a healthy way. The way you practice managing is never talk when you're angry. The reason couples end up going to bed angry is because he talked too much when he was angry. See, if a woman is angry and she can talk, not that this is something I'm encouraging women to do, but if you're angry and you're talking and you're raising your voice or whatever, what's happening, if he doesn't get angry back, you'll feel better right away. You'll have nothing left to say. Just sitting there, okay, tell me more. Help me understand this better. Tell me what else. You'll calm down. There won't be an argument. It takes two people to have an argument. It's when a woman is angry, upset, or dissatisfied, or disappointed, or unhappy with him, some kind of complaint comes out of her, then suddenly he'll have a complaint. And then that's his sort of defense, a foolish defense, which is, she says, you're never here on time. He says, well, yesterday you weren't here on time. And as soon as he complains back, his estrogen goes up, his testosterone goes down, and he's in a stressed state. This is all very well known. It's the fight or flight state. Whenever a man has low testosterone and high estrogen, he's in fight or flight. He either wants to pull away or he wants to be aggressive and fight. And the more he fights using his words, by talking and being mad or being argumentative, all that time his estrogen levels are going up and it's a losing battle, so his testosterone is going down. Because anytime a man raises his voice to a woman, her heart will begin to shut down. Her ability to feed him the love that he needs. You certainly don't appreciate a man who yells or gets angry. You can't trust a man. You can't feel safe with a man if he's being angry. And you can't accept a man. So the basic three needs that men always need to bump up their testosterone is feeling they're trusted, feeling they're accepted, and feeling they're appreciated. Appreciation is asking him to do little things for you helps to stimulate appreciation. And as it's increasing, you can also begin noticing the ways that you're glad that he's in your life, which is why I mentioned why you need a man. The hugs is a key thing. I remember why I love the hug so much was one time I'm hugging my wife and she was like upset about something, a little grumpy at me. And so I went, let me give you a hug, honey. And first 5 seconds, she was like resisting it. In the last 2 or 3 seconds, she softened. And then afterwards, she said to me, she said, the hug was amazing. When you started, I didn't want to hug you. And I was thinking about you didn't do this and you didn't do that. And after a few seconds, then I started remembering all the good things you do. And I was happy again. This was like 8 seconds. It's just simply, she feels her resistance and then can let it go if physical touch is there. And physical touch, non-sexual physical touch, and also for him to do touching things. And in a sense, she has a need. He offers to help. But even more powerful is not feeling powerless, waiting for a man to satisfy your doubts or whatever, is to have these little games to play. Okay, 5 minutes. I want you to do this. And he says, right away, just like he's a maitre d' at the best restaurant in town, and Dr. Gray comes in, we got a special seat for you. The chef's got, a special free hors d'oeuvre for you. Treat her like a princess, a queen, and it's just 5 minutes. And it goes a long way with women. And men just don't know that. That's the point. That's an easy thing to do. And when he does it and she appreciates it, then he feels more love for her. That's how men bond, is when they can provide for a woman something she needs. And for the woman who is afraid to ask for help, afraid to share her vulnerability with a man, and it's because she's afraid that he will think less of her. And part of that on a practical level is she thinks he will think less of her because when a man was to do that, she will think less of him. In the beginning, it's sweet. He shared his feelings, what's making him unhappy. And then after a while, you go, wait a second, I don't want to be his mother. So many times women end up losing sexual attraction for their partners. They feel like I'm his mother. You can't have a sexual attraction for your children. And he loses attraction for you if you're behaving like his mother or feeling like you're his mother. And,
Right.
with your children, you don't resent your children as long as you're getting support from life. You want to pour unconditionally to them. But and you're giving to them unconditionally. But when you're giving to a man unconditionally, you're going to feel resentful. There has to be this reciprocity where when you're fulfilling his needs, he needs to be fulfilling your needs. And if you're not needing him financially, then you have to realize, well, what do I need him for? And that's where Maslow's theory of hierarchy of needs comes in, is that when your lower needs for survival and security are being met, you can do that yourself. Then your next highest need is to be in relationship where you don't have to do everything. Somebody's doing things for you. And that's for women. For men, I'm in a relationship where I can do things for her successfully and she feels personally fulfilled through my actions. And that's having a committed relationship. And I mentioned that in a committed relationship, women get to experience special and men get to experience important. I get to be important because I'm the guy that makes her feel special. I'm never going to be important. There's always going to be somebody in the world more important. Men are comparing themselves just like women compare. There's always that, this person has done this and this and this. I was just listening to somebody who was a friend of mine he told me he had $8 billion. I immediately shrank.
Wow. I can't even do the math on that. I can't.
Right. You can't even imagine that. But, this is like one of my friends that we're going along in life together. We're in our 70s and he's made $8 billion. Not that all I care about is money. Money's a part of my life, but I'm not like that. And I just felt myself shrinking. And all it took for me to get out of that was just spending a little time with my wife and feeling my love for her and her feeling her love for me. And then that's real importance. This is and she does hold me as important. I am the person that makes her provide so much for her. But when I look at it and analyze it deeply, she is more special to me than my children. Okay, this is really key. You love your children, you give your life for your children, for sure. I mean, there's that bond. That's another special kind of bond. You're not living with your children when they grow up and everything. They're out of your life. You wish them well. They're always your children. But when you can have those feelings of that's making your wife number one. And the way you do that is by behaviors, through your actions, by doing little things that say she's important to you.